Hello and welcome to my How to Play the Naruto card game, Complete Beginner's Guide. I hope you find this guide helpful and informative, and I hope it encourages you to start playing games with us on webcam or in person with the original Naruto cards, the OG. So let's get into it. We're going to go through 3 easy steps: the basics, then the game flow and common mechanics, and finally, how to get into competitive play. So let's start off with the basics. This section will cover card types, deck construction, forming teams and battling with them, ninjas being in healthy or injured status, the different types of costs including hand cost, entrance cost, and chakra cost, jutsu chains, the showdown, and how to win. First, there are 4 types of cards. We have ninjas, which are like your monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or your creatures in Magic. These are what you attack your opponent's village with, and ninjas on your side will face off against ninjas on their side. Then there are mission cards. These are like your spell cards in Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Or your trainer cards in Pokemon. These build up chakra for you to spend on other effects while drawing you cards and stuff to help set up your game plan. Then there are jutsu cards. These are the combat tricks that your ninjas will play, and they can turn the tide of battle, and they usually have a chakra cost, which again, you build up chakra by playing missions. And then finally, there are client cards. These are the rarest type of card to be in a deck. They don't come up that much, but when they do, they can be quite solid. They're basically like enchantments. They are just bonus cards that give you a bonus thing that don't count towards your one mission per turn, and you don't have to play them with a user like jutsus. So, deck construction rules. You must have exactly 50 cards, and this includes all 4 of those card types just mentioned. Then you have an extra deck or a reinforcement deck with up to 15 special ninjas called reinforcements and squads, which cannot go in your main deck. They must go in the reinforcement deck, and they can be brought out at any time if you have the appropriate ninjas in play. Then finally, you can only have 3 of each card name. So you could have 3 Naruto Uzumaki, for example, and 3 Naruto Uzumaki Childhood, because those count as 2 different names. Now, ninjas are grouped together to form teams that battle. You can have up to 3 ninjas in each of your teams, and you can have any number of teams in your village. During your battle phase, you will send out up to 3 of your teams to attack your opponent, and then they can choose which of their teams they want to block with if they choose to block. Whenever you send out a team to battle, you pick 1 ninja in each of those teams to be the head ninja for that battle phase, and the rest of the ninjas in that team are the back ninjas. So if you look to the right, you'll see Naruto. He's in front because we chose him to be the head ninja. And then the back ninjas are Sakura and Hinata. The head ninja uses its combat stat, which is the left number out of those 2 numbers next to each other with the slash in between them. The left number is the combat used by the head ninja. Then the back ninjas each use their right number, which is their support stat, and you combine these to form team power. So this team on our right would have 1 power from Naruto's combat, 1 power from Sakura's support, and 1 power from Hinata's support, for a total of 3 team power. Don't look at the numbers on the right border of the card. So for Sakura, the 0-0, and for Naruto, the 3-1, those do not apply when the ninjas are healthy like they are as we see right now. And then any ninjas that don't get sent out to battle to attack or block are called standby ninjas, and they remain in the village. Now, each team can only have 1 head ninja at a time, no matter what. Even if another effect moves a new ninja into a team as the head ninja, that will make the previous head ninja become a back ninja. You can never have more than 1 head ninja per team. Head ninjas and back ninjas only exist while the team is battling. At any other time, they are just ninjas. They are not head ninjas or back ninjas except while on the battlefield during the battle phase. And if an effect would make your team have more than 3 ninjas, that is okay. You will just have to rearrange back to the 3 or less ninjas team per limit in your next organization phase. So a lot of decks will try to sneak a 4th or 5th ninja into their team to make it extra strong for one showdown. Now, next, ninjas can be healthy status or injured status. Whenever you put them on the field in the first place, they start off healthy. If a healthy ninja takes 2 or more damage, it is discarded from the field. And if a healthy ninja takes 1 damage, it becomes injured. That's when you rotate it 90 degrees so that you can see those injured status, combat, and support values I mentioned earlier. So when this Naruto is healthy, he has 1 combat and no support. And then if he's healthy and takes a damage, you'll rotate him so he becomes injured, and now while he's injured, he has 3 combat and 1 support. If an injured ninja takes any amount of damage, at least 1, it is discarded from the field. And injured ninjas use different stats when battling, like I mentioned, usually weaker. Naruto is one of the rare cases where he gets stronger when he's injured. And then some effects can heal your ninjas, but without an effect to heal them, your injured ninjas will stay injured. For the first type of cost, we have hand costs. This is on most missions and most strong ninjas. In order to play a card with a hand cost, you must first put that many cards from your hand into your chakra area, usually just 1 card. The cards you pay for the hand cost must share an elemental symbol with the cards you want to play. So if we look at Kakashi, we see that he has 1 hand cost. So you would need a fire card from your hand moved to your chakra area to deploy him. And then we see this group lesson mission also has a hand cost of 1, and it is a lightning symbol. So to play this mission, you have to put another lightning card from your hand into your chakra area, such as Naruto. For entrance costs, every ninja, mission, and client card has a printed entrance cost, usually from 0 to 6. So this Kakashi has an entrance cost of 5. Jutsus always have an entrance cost of 0. You can only play a card if your turn marker value is at least as much as the entrance cost. So to play this turn 5 Kakashi, our turn marker must have a value of 5 or more. Your turn marker starts at 0 and goes up whenever your turn ends. For chakra costs, there are 5 different main symbols: earth, fire, lightning, water, and wind. So if you look on the right, you'll see that particle style jutsu has earth, fire, and wind symbols up in the top right corner. Jutsus and other card effects often have chakra costs. To pay a chakra cost, discard cards with those matching symbols from your chakra area. If a card has multiple symbols, it counts as any one of those symbols when used to pay a cost. So if we have particle style jutsu in our chakra area, we can pay it to count as 1 earth or 1 fire or 1 wind chakra. Generic chakra costs can be paid by any symbol. So if you look at Hydro Pump down at the bottom, you could pay for it with 3 wind chakra or 4 in any combination of any symbol. And then Kabuto is an example of a ninja with an effect that has a chakra cost. He has an exchange of jutsu effect that costs 1 water chakra to use. The 6th chakra symbol is Void. Void chakra can only be used to pay for generic chakra costs, like that 4 chakra cost on Hydro Pump. The hand cost of a Void card can be paid by any symbol, including Void, and Void cards cannot be used to pay for any hand cost except that of a Void card. Jutsu chains. When ninjas battle, before comparing stats in the showdown, there is an exchange of jutsu phase where players have a chance to turn the tide of the fight. Jutsus can do all sorts of things, like messing with your opponent's hand or chakra, removing their ninjas from the field, modifying the stats of ninjas in play, or even negating other jutsus. In addition to playing jutsus, the exchange of jutsu is also a chance to use various ninja effects. Whoever sent out teams to attack gets the first chance to use a jutsu or a ninja's EOJ effect. That card or effect goes on the chain, after which the blocker can respond with a jutsu or effect of their own. This continues until both players are done adding effects to the chain. The chain then resolves backwards. There can be any number of chains in the exchange of jutsu, and it doesn't end the phase until both players are done building chains. Only ninjas on the battlefield can use jutsus, but ninjas can use exchange of jutsu effects from the battlefield and from the village. So for that Kabuto in the top right corner, even if you don't send it out to attack or block, you could still use his EOJ effect. Resolving the showdown. After both players are done using their jutsus and effects in the exchange of jutsu, they compare team power of opposing teams in the showdown. A team's total team power is calculated by adding the head ninja's combat and the back ninja's support. If multiple teams are on the battlefield, the attacking player resolves each team's battle in the order of their choice, one team at a time. Now, if your team is blocked during the showdown and you were attacking, the result is as follows. If either team wins by a difference of 1 to 4, that team gets a victory and the other team gets a defeat. The losing team's head ninja takes 1 damage. If one team wins by a difference of at least 5, that team wins an overwhelming victory, also called an OV, and the other team gets a complete defeat. The losing team's head ninja takes 2 damage, and its back ninjas take 1 damage each. If both teams have equal team power, then each team gets a draw. The head ninja of each team takes 1 damage. If your attacking team is not blocked by an enemy's team by the time the showdown comes, the result is as follows. If the team has a team power of 4 or less, including 0 power or negative power, that team gets a battle reward. 1 card is moved from your opponent's deck to your battle reward area. If the team has a team power of 5 or more, that team gets an outstanding battle reward. This means 2 cards are moved from your opponent's deck to your battle reward area instead of just 1. So we see this Zabuza, if he goes unblocked, he has 6 combat because you have to have a head ninja. He can't be a back ninja by himself. So that 6 combat is enough to get an outstanding battle reward. Finally, there might be a mental power battle. These are only caused by certain effects. In these cases, you calculate your team's mental power during the showdown by combining their mental power characteristics of all the ninjas in that team, no matter which ones are head or back ninjas. So you'll see on the right, this first Hokage has a mental power of 3. You compare each team's team mental power to determine the victory, defeat, or draw outcome, and you can only do a mental power battle for teams that are opposed. If a team is not blocked, it cannot do a mental power battle. Finally, the way you win is at the end of your turn, you do the following checks, which are also called victory conditions, and you check them in this order. If you have 10 or more battle rewards, you win. If your opponent has 10 or more battle rewards, they win. If your deck has no cards left, you lose. And if your opponent's deck has no cards left, they lose. If nobody has won or lost after all 4 checks are done, your opponent starts their turn. And during those 4 checks, if any of them causes a win or loss, you stop there. Section 2. Game flow and common mechanics. This section will cover setup and mulligans, the phases of a turn, deploying ninjas, putting in play ninjas with the growth, platoon, reinforcement, and squad mechanics, playing missions and counter missions, playing permanent X missions, playing jutsus and resolving chains, charging chakra, and using ninja effects. Setup and mulligans. Decide at random who will go first. Usually this is done by rolling 2d6s, and whoever gets the higher total gets to pick. You should pretty much always pick to go first, then draw 6 cards to form your starting hand. If you don't like your hand, you can take a mulligan by shuffling your hand back and drawing 5 new cards. If you still don't like your hand, you can take 1 more mulligan by shuffling your hand back and drawing 4 new cards. You cannot mulligan again after this. Both players start with a turn marker value of 0. You can represent this with a D10 or a D20 or a D12, however you like to do it. And then the first player starts their first turn. The phases of a turn. First, there is the start phase. You'll remove a coin from each of your permanent X missions and then draw 1 card. But the first player skips their draw on their first turn. Then the mission phase, you can deploy up to 1 ninja and 1 client, play up to 1 mission, and charge any number of chakra. Then the organization phase. You'll organize your ninjas into any number of teams with up to 3 ninjas in each team. Next is the battle phase, where you will send out up to 3 attacking teams, then go to the exchange of jutsu, and then go to the showdown. Finally, the end phase, you'll check those 4 victory conditions in that order, then discard down to your maximum hand size, which by default is 6. Then you'll move your turn marker up by 1. Then it goes to your opponent's turn. Deploying ninjas. You can deploy up to 1 ninja card from your hand during your mission phase. You must meet its entrance cost by having a high enough turn marker, and you must meet its hand cost by putting the designated number of cards with at least one matching symbol each from your hand into your chakra area. You cannot deploy a ninja if you already have a ninja in play with the same name, including name characteristics. This is called the uniqueness rule. Think of it like the legend rule for Magic, except instead of having to sacrifice something with one of those names, you just can't play a second card with that name in the first place. The deployment of the ninja goes on the chain, meaning your opponent can use an effect or counter mission in response. Once the deployment resolves from the chain, the ninja is put from the chain into your village in healthy status. Ninjas with the ambush characteristic can be deployed from your chakra area as well. Playing ninjas with growth. Now, this section and the next couple sections are going to be quite complicated, so don't get worried if you don't understand them right away. I'm mentioning them in this video though, because at least one of them will come up in pretty much every game of Naruto that you play. But even if they're complicated at first, you'll quickly get the hang of them once you start using them. So we'll start off with growth. If you have a ninja card in your hand with the growth characteristic and a ninja in your village with the same name, including name characteristics, you can replace the ninja in your village with the ninja card with growth from your hand during your mission phase. Note, the ninja in your village does not need to also have growth. Move the ninja in your village to your chakra area, then put the ninja with growth from your hand onto the chain. When the chain resolves, your ninja with growth moves from the chain to your village in the same team and gets a growth coin. Each growth coin gives the ninja +1 combat and +1 support in healthy and injured status. You cannot use growth to replace a ninja that already has any growth coins or that entered play that same turn. When you replace a ninja using growth, everything from the previous ninja carries over to the new ninja, including healthy injured status, coins except for growth coins, and any effects that were applying to the ninja. Also, any cards that were attached to it. You must meet the entrance cost for the ninja with growth, but you can ignore its hand cost when putting it in play with the growth mechanic. Next is the platoon mechanic. If you have a ninja card in your hand with the platoon characteristic and exactly one ninja in your village that shares exactly one name with the platoon, including name characteristics, you can replace the ninja in your village with the platoon ninja card from your hand during your mission phase. Move the ninja in your village to your chakra area, then put the ninja with platoon on the chain. When the chain resolves, move the platoon from the chain to your village in healthy status in a new team of its own. You can replace a ninja with the platoon even if that ninja just entered the field that turn, and you must meet both the entrance cost and the hand cost for the platoon. Important to note is that you can never, ever put in play a platoon ninja without using the platoon mechanic. Even if a card effect tells you to put a ninja in play, it cannot be used on a platoon ninja. Next is reinforcements. If you have a ninja in your village that meets the sacrifice requirements of a ninja card in your reinforcement deck with the reinforcement characteristic, you can replace the ninja in your village with the reinforcement ninja during your mission phase. First, sacrifice the ninja in your village by removing it from the game, then put the ninja card with reinforcement on the chain. When the chain resolves, your reinforcement ninja moves to the village in healthy status in a team of its own. You can replace a ninja with a reinforcement even if that ninja just entered the field that turn. And some ninjas with reinforcement don't list sacrifice requirements. For those, you'll have to use another card with a specific effect to bring out that reinforcement by mentioning it in the effect. And you must meet entrance cost and hand cost for the reinforcement. Even if you bring it out with a put in play effect, you still have to meet those two costs. Playing ninjas with squad. If you have ninjas in your village that have all the names listed on a ninja in your reinforcement deck with the squad characteristic, you can replace those ninjas in your village with the squad ninja during your mission phase. Remove the ninjas in your village with the required names from the game, then put the ninja with squad on the chain. When the chain resolves, your ninja with squad moves to your village in healthy status in a team of its own, and you can replace ninjas with a squad even if those ninjas just entered the field that turn. You must again meet entrance cost and hand cost for the squad. Playing missions. You can play up to one mission card from your hand during your mission phase. You must meet the entrance cost and the hand cost for the mission, and after paying the hand cost, the mission is put on the chain. When the chain resolves, after the mission applies its effect, move it to your chakra area. This means you'll get usually one chakra from the hand cost and one chakra from the mission itself. Your missions that say counter, like this secret book on the right, can only be played during your opponent's mission phase, and your missions that don't say counter can only be played during your own mission phase. Missions can be played in response to other missions or in response to ninja effects. Next are permanent missions. Missions that say permanent, like broke on the right, stay in your village after resolving from the chain instead of going to your chakra area. And if they say permanent X, they come into the village with X number of coins on them and stay there until those coins run out. One coin is removed from each of your permanent X missions at the start of your turn, and when the last coin is removed from a permanent mission, move it to your chakra area. Playing jutsus. You can play jutsus during the exchange of jutsu if you have ninjas on the battlefield sent out to attack or block. Jutsus have no hand cost and no entrance cost, but they do have a chakra cost. After choosing a user that meets the requirements, choosing valid targets, and paying the chakra cost, the jutsu is put on the chain. Then your opponent gets a chance to respond with a jutsu or EOJ effect of their own. When both players are done adding jutsus and effects to the chain resolves backwards. When your jutsu resolves from the chain, check that the user is still on the battlefield under your control, that it still meets the requirements, and that there is still at least one valid target. If these checks are all passed, the effect of the jutsu is then applied to as many valid targets as are remaining. Either way, move it to your chakra area afterward. Here's an example of a chain. Say you send out a team with Tsunade and Sakura to attack. They have 7 team power. And your opponent chooses to block with an injured Naruto that has 3 team power. In the exchange of jutsu, you choose to activate Sakura's effect to exchange your hand for new cards. But your opponent responds with the Blazing Rasengan jutsu, choosing Naruto as the user and targeting the user. You then respond with a Windblade jutsu of your own using Tsunade, targeting the Naruto. Players are now done adding to the chain, so it resolves backwards. Windblade resolves first, giving Naruto 1 damage. Since he's injured, this damage discards him from the field, and then Windblade goes to your chakra area. Next, Blazing Rasengan would resolve, but since its user is no longer in play, the jutsu fizzles, moving to your opponent's chakra area with no effect. Finally, Sakura's effect resolves, giving you a fresh hand. And now that your attacking team is unblocked, you'll get 2 battle rewards during the showdown. Charging chakra. Sometimes you'll need chakra to pay for a jutsu or ninja effect, but you won't have a mission ready to play to generate that chakra. You can always charge chakra by putting any number of cards from your hand into your chakra area, one at a time, during your mission phase. Using card effects. Most effects are limited to once per turn. This is indicated by the word can or by bracketed text at the start of the effect. You'll see that Haku says, during the mission phase or exchange of jutsu, you can injure another ninja. That means it's once per turn. And then you'll also see Shiho says attacker mission in brackets. That bracket notation means her effect is once per turn. Effects that say you may instead of you can, as well as mandatory effects, can be used as many times as you're able to pay for them and or meet their conditions. In general, when resolving effect, do as much of the effect as you can. The exception to this is paying costs, which are usually found between bracketed text and a colon, like on Shino on the right. Her effect has a cost of 0 chakra, or before the words in that case. So you'll see on Haku it says, you can injure another ninja in this ninja's team. In that case, that ninja cannot be the target, yada yada yada. So injuring another ninja in Haku's team is the cost. And then mandatory effects never have a cost. Section 3. Competitive play. This will cover rogue lists, side decks, best of 3 matches, competitive formats, and meta archetypes. Rogue lists. Some cards are significantly stronger than the others, So for the purpose of game balance, the number of copies of those cards you can play in your deck is limited to 0, 1, or 2 instead of 3. A list of all such limits is called a rogue list, and different communities each have their own rogue list developed over time. For example, Ink Leech is at 1 on some rogue lists and at 0 on some others, and that Kimimaro is banned at 0 copies on every rogue list. Side decks. You can have a side deck of exactly 10 cards, which you can swap into your deck between rounds of a match to prepare for certain matchups. You can have up to 3 of each card name in your side deck, even if you already have some of that card name in your main deck. But after making your swaps, your main deck must still have 3 of each card name at most, and your main deck must remain at exactly 50 cards after siding. You cannot include squads or reinforcements in your side deck, and you cannot have more than 3 of any unique card in your main and side deck combined, which is identified by the collector number at the bottom left corner of the card. Best of 3 matches. Competitive matches are best of 3 with side deck swaps allowed before games 2 and 3. You'll decide who goes first in game 1 randomly, and then the loser of game 1 decides who goes first in game 2. After game 2, if each player has won one game, decide who goes first in game 3 randomly. The typical time limit for a Swiss match is 50 or 60 minutes, with Top Cut matches extended to 75 minutes. Competitive formats. Bandai's official formats included Unlimited, where all sets were allowed, and Block, where only certain contiguous sets were allowed, typically the most recent ones. Other formats enjoyed by the community include Set 1 to 3, Set 1 to 10, and adding fan-made sets to Unlimited, including sets 29 and 30 and Tournament Pack 5. Now for the meta archetypes. First is Aggro, and remember, this is not a comprehensive list. These are just some cool ones I wanted to show off. For Aggro, we have Ninja Dogs, where you'll flood the field with Ninja Dogs, then use Scouting Party to attack with several teams at once. Ink, where you'll spam Ink Ninjas to apply early pressure, then finish with a combo. Rene Rebirth summons every Ink Ninja in your discard pile, and then Ink Eagle sacrifices them to get your remaining battle rewards. There's Naruto vs. Sasuke, where you use Strong Genin Ninja to cheat extra battle rewards with the Naruto vs. Sasuke mission card. And Taijutsu, where you'll use jutsus to overwhelm early showdowns, maintaining card advantage with Primary Lotus. Next, we have the mid-range archetypes. No Hand Water. You'll empty your hand every turn to get bonus effects from cards like Suigetsu and Chidori. Then you'll combo Chidori with Sasuke to kill enemy ninjas for 2 chakra repeatedly. Puppets. You'll cheat out strong puppet ninjas with cards like Abizo and Puppet Master Jutsu, and control your opponent's field with powerful effects like Konkuro and Black Ant, Hydro Pump, and Reverse Tetragram Jutsu. Medical. You'll slow your opponent's game plan while healing your ninjas and accruing value, and sneak in free battle rewards with the Medical Ninja mission. Free Dori. You'll play Chidori for free by using Sasuke as the user, and recycle Chidori every turn with Kakashi. True Allies. Naruto, Kakashi, and Sakura form a powerful value engine where you can draw extra cards every turn, heal your ninjas, and get resources out of your discard pile every turn. And the engine is so small that it's easy to tech out the deck list with your favorite ninjas and jutsus. BR Flip. You'll use effects that flip battle rewards face up and face down to build card advantage and interact with your opponent. And then you can finish them off with strong tree jutsus used by Yamato and the first Hokage. Pain. Summon the 6 Paths of Pain to utilize a toolbox of control effects by moving your turn marker up and down. Byakugan. Limit your opponent's cards in hand while protecting yourself from their effects and jutsus. Next, for the control archetypes, there's Fang's Rush, where you'll use early jutsus to aggressively win showdowns and discard cards from your opponent's hand. Cruise Control, where you'll combo Haku with Kakashi to give a damage to an enemy ninja for free every single turn. and then you can add Futaba to that combo to draw an extra card every time you do it. And this small combo package leaves plenty of space in the deck list for attacks and counters. Power of the Cursed Blood. You'll use jutsus, such as Power of the Cursed Blood and Eyes of Pain, to reduce your opponent's turn marker constantly, preventing them from executing their game plan. Jealousy. You'll combo the Jealousy mission, which says your opponent can't draw cards, with effects like Donzo and Kakashi to get rid of your opponent's entire hand at once and disallow them from drawing cards to replace it. Next, we have the combo decks. Jonin's Intervention. You'll use the turn 1 Jonin's Intervention mission to cheat out Kabuto, then use his effect to chain into multiple powerful ninjas and try to overwhelm your opponent before they can do anything about it. Revitalize. You'll mill out your deck with cards like Naruto and Yamato, then use Spontaneous Tree Summoning for 0 chakra as many times as you want to guarantee battle rewards. Sand Cocoon. You'll use the Sand Cocoon Jutsu on a low entrance cost Gaara to replace him with his most powerful forms as early as you can. Ninja Toads. You have an array of different options to cheat out powerful Toad ninjas early. Genjutsu. I hate this one. You'll use Kakashi to play Genjutsu for only 2 chakra instead of 10 to control your opponent's turn, completely dismantling their hand and field. You can charge every card from their hand, break up their teams, and swing weak teams into your strong blocking teams. And Successors. You'll play the Successors mission, then win an outstanding battle reward with a team of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura to instantly win the game. And you'll see this Naruto prevents your opponent from playing counter missions to negate your Successors, making sure your win con resolves. Last, here are some additional resources. The Great Ninja Tournament's Discord server is great. People play webcam games there every day. You can buy, sell, trade cards, talk about decks, whatever you want, and just be a part of the community. Then I have a comprehensive rulebook that I myself wrote. It's like 40 or 50 pages, and it's not even done yet. This game is so complicated, trust me, but I do my best to make all the rules accessible and clear. Then there are some deck profile YouTube channels, official Great Naruto tournaments run by my friend Raphael, and Necromancer. And then I have a couple deck profiles on my own channel if you want to go check them out. And finally, how to build a good deck. Here's a link to my video on the exact ratios you'll want to aim for when building a good deck, and I'll put these links in the description so you don't have to type them out yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please play the Naruto card game, please tell your friends about it, and I hope you have a great time with it.